Hello and welcome. It's The Chat. I am Manny. As the country started buzzing with politics in the last couple of weeks, the Emir of Ilorin was busy turbaning the fourth Turaki of Ilorin.
Malam Salio Mustafa is a development, mining and mineral resources expert, a business mogul, philanthropist, a consummate politician, and a fourth Turaki of the Ilorin Emirate Council in Kwara State. Born in the early 70s, he attended Bartholomew Primary School in Zaria for his primary education and then proceeded to Command Secondary School in Kaduna for his secondary education. He holds a degree in Mineral Resources Engineering from the Kaduna Polytechnic. His love for current affairs endeared him into politics early in his life. At the age of 20 in 2001, he became the National Publicity Secretary of the Progressive Liberation Party (PLP) under the leadership of Dr. Ezekiel Ezogu. He served as the first National Publicity Secretary of the All Nigeria People's Party, a now defunct political party, and later became a member of the Congress for Progressive Change, which metamorphosed into the All Progressives Congress of today. He eventually became the National Deputy Chairman of the party, having crisscrossed the state affecting the lives of indigent Ilorin people, connecting with the grassroots, delivering community development projects as a catalyst for national development. In 2018, he contested the seat of the governor of Kwara State, but lost. Unperturbed through the Salio Mustafa Foundation, he continues to affect the lives of young people, the aged, women and children, giving them opportunities to live better lives. Recently, in recognition of his contribution to the development of the state, he emerged the new Turaki of Ilorin, the fourth to ascend the seat of the emirate, a traditional title conferred on him by the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Ibrahim Sulugambari. While he remains resolute in his drive to uplift and empower his people, he still makes out time for sports, playing lawn tennis as a fitness enthusiast in the company of friends, and also makes out time to bond with his wife and children.
Hello, Malam Salio Mustafa. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
I wonder what's going on in your mind now. But first of all, let me congratulate you as the fourth Turaki of Ilorin.
Thank you, Manny. You're welcome.
How does it feel?
I feel privileged to be honored with this title amongst so many sons and illustrious minds or great minds of the Ilorin Emirate. It's a sign of honor that is always bestowed on somebody who has, in one form or the other, touched or you've impacted lives in the community.
So, I mean, you are the fourth after Bukola, is it Bukola Saraki?
Yes, Bukola Saraki.
Why did he go from the father to the son? Is that the pattern?
No, not at all. It is not. Turaki of Ilorin, as the title goes, is not a title that is particular to a family or a lineage. It is a sole prerogative of the emir to decide who the cap fits at that time. So Bukola's father became the Waziri of Ilorin, and Bukola was also honored with the title of the Turaki of Ilorin.
Does it change how you operate now in Ilorin?
Well, as the Turaki of Ilorin, definitely.
You'll be horse riding. Less of those fancy cars.
No. It doesn't have to come that way. Horse riding, driving fancy cars are things that has to do with your personal lifestyle. There are people who, with their wealth, they will prefer to impact in the common man, while some people will want to have cars as their collection. Some want to use horses as a sign of royalty, wealth. But for me, is how many people how many lives can I impact?
Okay, let's even talk about what you have contributed to the society there. You know, I mean, as a young man, you emerged a little bit too early, in the opinion of others, you know, into the politics of not just Ilorin, but Nigeria. We'll talk about that a little later. But what do you think your contributions have been in Ilorin?
Well, I'm one person who, whatever I do in the name of charity, I've always kept it to my chest, because I believe when you give out or when you do things in the name of charity, there shouldn't be things you should be so boastful about. That is when you even receive more of the blessings from the Almighty, because we do these things in order to please Him, because He has blessed us in one form or the other above the less privileged. So I did not know that some elders in the society were taking note of some of these activities.
What are these activities? Can you be specific?
Well, I specifically have a foundation called the Salio Mustafa Foundation.
When did you set this up?
About 11 years now.
Okay.
My focal point is mostly on widows, women, and youths.
Why?
Both. Now, for me, they are the most vulnerable in the society, especially the widows and then the women. Sometimes we live in a society where the men sometimes are, sorry to use this word, they are less concerned, and in some places people will tell you they are not responsible. But I don't see it that way. I decided to make this segment of people my focal point, because I think they suffer a lot in our community, be it anywhere, name it, in the north, in the south, in the east. In most cases, you find where the mothers are the ones who will do all it takes to bring up the children. Some men just believe their responsibility is to provide.
To tell me the history, yeah, of that name, Ilorin.
Ilorin, by direct translation, means a stone where people go to sharpen their cutlass, their hoe, their...
In preparation for war?
No, not for war, for farming. For farming or for other economic, maybe work or activities.
But history also has it that that is where you come from.
Exactly. And my own family is fortunate to have had that stone in the compound, which now presently is undergoing a lot of renovation, because we want to make sure it is and it still remains an historic site for the history of Ilorin and Kwara at large.
So how come the first Turaki did not come from you?
Like I said, it's the sole prerogative of the emir.
Yeah.
So whoever is the emir at that time decides to honor anybody that befits that title.
It's not political, is it?
No, it's not.
How did you grow up in politics?
I was somebody who was very interested in current affairs, which these days you hardly find them teaching current affairs in schools. So with that, I always wanted to know who was governor, who was minister, what was happening, what are the new government policies. I remember in the June 12, before the June 12, the SDP NRC saga. Before then, of course, I took interest in the NRC, the NPN, the UNPN, then Dr. Tunjit Braithwaite's NAP, when helicopters were going around dropping,
distributing flyers.
It was fun then for us. So these were part of what also motivated.
So, but who introduced you into politics?
Well, between late Chief Alexis Anielo and Madam Sarah Jibri. I knew Chief Alexis Anielo when he was an engineer with NACB, Nigerian Agricultural and Cooperative Bank also. And Sarah Jibri, fortunately, her son was my schoolmate. So for us, it was very, interesting to see one of us. His mother was running for presidency then. So gradually grew up to know her, and while she was doing her advocacy, I was already partnering with some friends in an NGO. So gradually she now spoke to me that you will be very good, you have leadership qualities. And on the other hand, I was also seeing Alexis Anielo. Sometimes he comes to town, I see him as an uncle, run to him, and he was now made the National Secretary of SDP. And I was wondering, what are your roles as the National Secretary of SDP? He explained to me. Then they were in Lagos, but they moved to Abuja then. So in and out, I was seeing him, spending time with him. He was fond of me. Whenever he's around, I'm always with him in the car, moving up and down. So he now told me that, as the scribe, as the National Secretary, my signature will determine who becomes the governor, senator. So I looked at him and said, so you are this powerful? Your signature? He said, yes. He knows I was not coming to look for ticket or asking that I should be made a candidate. I was just one of the young boys that he enjoyed seeing around. So I had the opportunity to sit with most of these people, and that was part of what informed my early interest in politics. Then we came into the truncated Abacha's political era.
Did you think at that time that the military was very positive about transition from military to civil rule?
But some of us did not believe in it, and that was why we didn't take it very seriously.
Okay, but I mean, now that it's looking serious, and it's more like there is now a lot more acceptance, for, especially with the bill, not too young to run, being accepted. I mean, someone like you started quite early.
Yeah.
It didn't even matter to you as if the bill had existed or not.
But if you notice, that was why I was more of an observer or a very strong followership or a supporter, but I never contested the election because the
Did you
platform,
feel you were too young to?
Yeah, I felt I was too young to, and then the platform was not there, and the enabling act was not there too. If you notice, one of the young men that contested and became the Speaker of the Federal Republic lost that same position because of age factor. If you sometimes sit with most of our leaders, they make you understand that some of them started or became leaders in the corridor of powers as early as or when they were at the age of 25, 26, 27. And you'll be wondering and you'll be asking, why then are they always trying to push the younger ones backward if in their days they were opportune? Some of them will tell you, well, responsibility fell on them. And I asked one of them, I said, then why don't you allow the same responsibility to fall on us now? They said, no, we're not ready, we're not prepared for it. That's why you find some of them in their late 70s, in their 80s, they are still struggling for space with us.
You're stepping into national limelight now. And apart from being the Turaki of Ilorin, you have your eyes, as I said, on the chairmanship of the APC. Don't you feel too young?
For your information, I was once the deputy national chairman of CPC.
It's not the same as the big two.
No.
It's not the same, obviously.
CPC is one of the legacy parties that brought about the big one you're talking about now.
Yeah.
And I did not say zonal or vice. I was deputy national chairman. I was number 2 overall.
Bigger question.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Number 1.
Oh, okay.
What position are you in the line of those who have held the title and who were your predecessors? The first Turaki was Senator Sani Oking of the First Republic.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
While Dr. Olushola Saraki became the second Turaki,
Okay.
succeeded by his son, Senator Bukola Saraki,
Yeah.
former Senate President, and I'm the fourth Turaki of Ilorin now.
Okay.
And in the line of the Emirate today, the Turaki is sometimes regarded or referred to as probably number 3 in the line of the hierarchy of the title holders.
What are your feelings about the security in this country at the moment? The insecurity, so to speak.
Well, we can do better. We can live in a better society than we are in terms of the insecurity. Nobody is happy about what is happening because at the end of the day, we all operate from the same market forces. Each time this insecurity issue comes up, it has a way of having its repercussion on the general condition or our socio-economic lifestyle. I have always advised and pleaded with people we should not politicize the insecurity. It's not what anybody should find joy in doing.
What frustrates you most about politics in Nigeria? Because it seems a lot of people are pointing fingers at the elites, the politicians really, as being responsible for the insecurity we have in this country today. What do you think?
Well, sometimes when people are misinformed, that is what it results to. We are all living in this space called Nigeria. It is a collective responsibility on all of us to stop pushing the blame, to say it is your party or it is you. No. We have a lot to all contribute. One, when you wish your leaders, anybody that wishes his leader anything negative, or if you wish them bad, then what you fail to understand is they are your leaders, they are the ones governing the space. When they govern bad, you get the bad result. So we should first and foremost change our attitude. We should always wish them well, pray for them to succeed. If they succeed, the country must have succeeded at large.
Are you married, by the way?
Of course I am.
You have children?
Yes.
How many are you?
I have two beautiful daughters.
Okay. How many wives?
One.
Oh, okay. You're restricted?
There is nowhere in the holy books that it said you must marry more than one or you must marry one. It's about choice. And the book said if you are marrying more than one, you should be able to treat them equally. I'm happy with what I have.
We will not hear that the Turaki of Ilorin has found another wife somewhere, someday.
Well, I pray with what I have already. I pray that I continue to find happiness in
Does she have a nickname for you?
Well, you know, in this part of the world, sometimes people call you by your first child's name. Sometimes some people, if your child is, like my daughter is Nana, you hear Baba Nana or Daddy Nana.
Yeah, so what are these 5 things you take along with you?
I think I will always want to have my means of communication,
Which is what?
which is my phone.
Yeah? So that's one.
That's one.
Yeah.
Secondly, my clothes. I'm somebody who I have a style of dressing. I am always in white clothes, not for anything, just because it is very easy to maintain.
Is it?
Yes, it is, but people don't know. By the time you buy a material, maybe worth $100, maybe you call it linen, maybe the color is blue. By the time I buy a poplin material that is $10 but it's white, if I wash mine every day, you will say, he's looking neat. By the time you wash your own every day, it will fade off. So people don't know that white is cheaper to maintain, and you can easily go for cheap quality and you still look good with it.
Okay.
So, like I said, my clothes.
Okay.
Because they are unique to me.
Okay.
Thirdly, I also want to have my music.
What's the 4th item you take with you?
When I said I will go with my means of communication, these days you can have your, which should have been the first thing I should have said, my holy book. But these days you can download it on your on a phone. So I should have my holy book with me, because I am a practicing Muslim. I must pray 5 times a day.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That is non-negotiable.
Okay. What will be the final item, number 5?
What I will want as my final gift, or what I will want to enjoy there, will be the tranquility of relaxing, detoxing myself, and having very good, healthy food to eat.
Right. What for you is typical good food?
That depends too.
Yeah, well, I mean, go ahead and tell me.
For me,
Yeah.
because of my diet, I go more on veggies.
Okay.
Yeah, I do less carbohydrate.
Anybody who wants to live long will do that. Okay, Baba Nana, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you.
Congratulations also for being the 4th Turaki of Ilorin.
Thank you very much, Manny.
Yeah, and if you're going to say hello to Mama Nana, how would you say that?
Depends on, am I telling her good morning, good afternoon?
It depends. Say, greet her.
Okay, good day, Mama Nana.
My guest has been Salio Mustafa, the new Turaki of Ilorin. I am Manny. See you next time. The Chat is produced by Channels Television. You can watch it again online. Just visit our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook.